Good morning, Jesse with Nexus Property Management. And today I wanted to make a video on something that I see in the industry often. I see, the supposed real estate investment gurus making claims about it, as well as I see it on listings for investment properties. And that's the additional revenue streams that properties can generate through coin-op washer and dryers, as well as storage availability on the property, either a basement built out with storage units in it, or a garage is on the property. I often see like additional revenue stream with 6-bay garage behind building. Let me also start off by saying I have a garage on one of my properties, as well as 6 storage units in a basement. I'm sorry, 3 storage units in a basement. And all of my buildings do have coin-op washer and dryers. I do believe in them, but I believe in them to a certain extent. I believe in washer and dryers make the building a lot more desirable by potential tenants. So I think it makes it easier to rent the unit. It's much more convenient for a tenant to have a washer and dryer on the property. From a tenant's point of view and the rentability of the unit, it makes a lot of sense. If you're going to be hands off the building, say you live out of state, it's just too far away for you to get to on a regular basis. If you can't get to it, in my opinion, at least, no pun intended, if you can't get there at least quarterly to collect the quarters, if you have to pay somebody to do it, I wouldn't look at it as a revenue stream at all. You're going to have to pay somebody to go there, empty the machines, roll the quarters, and take it to the bank to deposit. And let me also say that this is really kind of for the smaller multifamily buildings, the 3 to 7 unit. Maybe once you start getting up to 20 plus units, I would definitely really recommend it for those properties, especially from a rental point of view. The tenants are really going to be expecting it on that big of a property. But I still wouldn't look at it as some huge revenue generator that I read about a lot from, and see on social media from the supposed, real estate / investment gurus. It's a convenience for the tenant. It makes the building more rentable, more desirable, but it's not a huge generator. If you do collect the quarters, yeah, there's some money to be made, but I don't hold my breath like, oh my God, I need to make this amount of money off this, unit in the washer and dryer, or I'm going to be not being able to cover the mortgage. So I don't look at it. It's purely icing on the cake as far as I'm concerned. So don't be misled by those gurus. Don't be misled by the listing agent of the property when you're looking at one that you're interested in purchasing. Don't be misled as additional revenue can be generated through a washer and dryer. It's pennies at best. As far as storage units, I have a garage and I have 3 good sized storage closets at one of my properties in the basement. I actually have the garage rented, but I don't have any of the storage closets rented. It would cost me a lot of money to take the garage down, and I don't know why I'd waste my time taking the storage units out. But once again, when you hear, especially advertisements of, I'll see this one a lot by listing agents, potential income with 6-bay garage for storage behind the building. It is so hard to get those things rented. At our office in Worcester, we've had an old carriage house. It's huge. There was a tenant in there. They were paying about $600 a month for it. For how big it is, they really should have been paying more per square foot. But once again, there was no plumbing in it. It's not very efficient. It's purely kind of for storage. It did have an office and the capabilities of having almost a little woodwork shop in it. But without the plumbing, it's just not really that desirable. So if somebody was to list this building, I'm sure a listing agent would say huge potential income or potential for income with renting of the carriage shop. But I personally, I would put 0 value anytime I see additional income potential for storage units. It's just extremely difficult to lease them, find somebody. And on top of that, when I bought the building that has this 3 storage units in the basement, they were full of stuff, and none of the current tenants had leased any of those units, and none of the stuff was there. So I had to take the time and make a few dump runs to get rid of all this stuff. So it was potential for rodents to get into, make a little habitat out of, and create issues for the rest of the building. So I definitely emptied them out. I didn't want any sort of issues with them. So there was almost additional expenses to me in having them on the property. So just be careful. Like I said, I personally wouldn't put any value into, when somebody's advertising, additional revenue stream from storage units and or coin op washer and dryers. It's pennies at best, and sometimes it's even cost you more than it's worth. So once again, this is Jesse with Nexus Property Management out of the Worcester office. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. Bye.